So here we are, Baruch Fleischman, your lift manager, and I'm also becoming a mechanic here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and we're trying to effect the Tikkun in our elevators. How about that? So yesterday we got into a shiur called the Candle Meditation. This is really a tremendous thing, something that we all need to work on. So if you're interested in meditating, if you have the time, if you have the ability to be able to set time aside for this, then you could actually practice these things yourselves. Now, these are ways to understand the hidden light. Over here yesterday we learned that we'll start from right here, and it said like this type of candle meditation. Let me see if we got this so we can see it. How about that? A candle meditation is important for a number of reasons. First, it gives us an experience of something called black fire. Now, the rabbis talk about this as like on the printed page, as the print itself, especially in Hebrew, because they're talking about that, which is the language of spirituality. The blackness of the letters appears on the white surface. And if the white surface wasn't there, you wouldn't see them. So here you see this concept of black fire, and then you have some concept coming from it radiating darkness. He says, both of which are important concepts in Kabbalistic sources. As we shall see, black fire plays an important role in other types of Jewish meditation. I was trying to talk about one. That is the white light that's below, in other words, that the letters, even of this page, are set on. Second, in learning how to see the blue aura around the candle, one can learn to see other auras in general. An aura, so what's an aura? An aura is like a bluish field that appears around people and other objects. To see such an aura, one can begin by gazing at one's hand against a blank wall or a clear blue sky. One will eventually see something like an area of color that somehow feels different to either the object or the background. This blurred area of color appears to extend outward from 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch from the object. At first, it may be difficult to see, but with practice, the aura becomes highly evident. Contemplation dramatically, in other words, repeating this, increases one's ability to see it. In Kabbalistic sources, this aura is known as the tselem. Right? So tselem is a really concept, something similar to an image, but it's called a tselem. There were some spiritual masters, such as the Uri, who could determine the state of a person's spiritual health on the basis of the aura that surrounds the person. Of course, reading auras is a subject that is beyond the scope of this book. Now, the Talmud provides us with a contemplation meditation on the blue thread of the tzitzis. So let's say we have tzitzis, so those of us who wear blue thread. It says the tzitzis is blue. The blue is the color of the sea. So now we're really looking at another meditation, the meditation on the blue color of the tzitzis. The sea is the color of the sky, and the sky is the color of the throne of glory, the Kisei HaKavod. Therefore, one may use the blue thread as the subject of a contemplation meditation. It can then fill the mind with the sky blue color so that nothing else exists in the world except this blue. One that meditates on the association and sees the blue as the sea. So in other words, this is actually kavanah. You see that the sea and the blue. Of course, since the blue dye comes from an aquatic creature, so it's not altogether foreign. That should be like one is reaching back in this meditation to the source of the blue. But one also experienced the cool calmness of the sea and the serenity of its depth. So this is a meditation. I think that would probably lost the page here. So he says the next stage is to associate the blue of the sea with that of the sky. Now one's thoughts soar up to the heavens, higher and higher, up to the farthest reaches of the sky, then go up way, way beyond the blue. Then one's thought penetrates the sky, and one approaches the throne of glory, the Kisei HaKavod, it's the opening to the higher worlds. Thus, contemplating the color blue is seen as bringing a person into the spiritual on an entirely different level. What's very significant, however, is the fact that this type of contemplation meditation It's described explicitly in the Talmud. It's also significant that in Kabbalah sources, this sapphire blue color is also associated with a concept called the third eye. What's the third eye? Third eye. One reason is that this color is seen not with the physical eyes. So that's what he wants to say, is that the physical eyes do not see it, but the imagination in some way projects it there, but with a mental or spiritual eye. In this blue, one can see visions that are invisible to the physical eyes. This is Baruch Fleischman. We're listening to the words of this rabbi who should be famous, Rabbi Yosef Chaim Mimran.